I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report.
The mystery shopping report comes us from Jim Shorkey, Kia, Irwin, Pennsylvania.
Okay, Irwin, Pennsylvania. That's Agent Lightning, and I'm going to speak as if I were Agent Lightning in the first person. I arrived in the morning and was greeted by a very friendly front desk lady. She asked my name and then inquired about how she could assist me. I asked if they had any Tellurides in their inventory. She politely said she would need to find Taylor, the salesperson, much more equipped with that information. She then paged for her over the intercom and asked if I would like something to drink while I waited. I declined, and just then Taylor arrived wearing a big smile, shook my hand, introducing herself using my name. Taylor, she said, I hear you're looking for a Telluride. She informed me that she had 4 in stock, 2 2023 models and 2 2024 models. Now, that's a lot of Tellurides in today's market. Asked if I'd like to take a look. We headed out to the lot. Once I picked the one I liked, she requested my license and ran inside to get the keys before we embarked on an extensive test drive. The Monroney label showed an MSRP of $49,675 and no addendum of any kind. And we'll see how that works out. Sometimes there is an addendum, they just don't put it on the window, but there was none on this particular Telluride. She had me drive on back roads in the test drive and then back onto Route 30 to the dealership. Taylor demonstrated a vast knowledge of her models and was well prepared to share all her insights with me. Once back at the dealership, she asked me if I had any questions and then asked if there was anything I didn't like about the model. That's a good sales question. I informed her that I really liked it and I'd like a final price. We went back inside to her desk where she entered my details into their system. She then asked about my credit score and if I knew our sales tax in Florida, 6%. She inquired whether I was trading anything in or if she could possibly help me drive the car back for a one-way trip. I laughed, told her she'd be a great asset to the Kia dealership by me because it's the rudest Kia dealership I've ever been to. You know, we see a huge difference because Agent Lightning does travel oftentimes out of the state. We see the difference in culture in different states. Florida, you've heard me say it before, has got the worst car dealers in the country. I mean, even worse than California. So Pennsylvania, they got pretty nice folks out there in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. I then complimented her on how helpful she'd been that day. Taylor smiled, appreciating my feedback, and shared that she hopes to make every customer's car shopping experience great, so they always come back to her. She then excused herself and went to speak with her sales manager, Jed, to get a price. A few minutes later, she returned with a worksheet. Taylor went over the price sheet. The sale price was MSRP $49,675. They added $641 in fees and sales tax. That was it. It's likely that the fees included a small junk fee, and of course that's dealer profit, but it was small. Since $641 is a little high for title and registration, probably something like a tag agency fee or electronic filing fee, it's still extra profit, but it's small. That's the important thing. In South Florida, you'd be talking $1,000 or more dollars. Typically, South Florida probably close to $2,000 in junk fees.
I'd guess like 400 of that might have been registration and legit stuff, and then maybe a $199.
So maybe $200
so,
junk.
Most of that is legit because you got to register the car.
And you're not going to do much better than that. I mean, virtually no dealer has no junk fees. Virtually. She explained that they would provide me with temporary tags good for 90 days. They'd also include a packet with a check with the sales tax for me to bring to my DMV once I get back home. And for you folks that haven't bought a car out of state, the states all have reciprocity. If you deal with Kentucky, they'll reciprocate with Florida if you buy a car. So you can get a Florida tag or whatever state you live in. Expand your shopping experience, especially if you're near a state line and you can do it easily. You don't have to worry about the license tag being being registered in the wrong state. They all work with the other states, so that won't happen. And you might be able to get a good price by going out of state if it's reasonable for you to do that. She asked me what I thought. I responded, well, I will definitely discuss this with my husband, and we'll likely make a decision tomorrow. She asked if I'd mind if I had the time to have Jed come over and thank me for coming in today. A few minutes later, they returned. He introduced himself and asked how everything was going today and if Taylor was able to answer all my questions. I replied that I was more than pleased with her service and that she's by far one of the nicest car salespeople I ever worked with. I added that it was refreshing to see a female car salesperson who was so knowledgeable about the inventory and clearly loves her job. And I'll add this. In general, car buyers prefer dealing with a female. As a car dealer, I'm salivating now because we look all the time for people with that type of personality. You can have a completely honest person, and you can't always change that person into a nice, likable kind of person. And when you find the person that has that personality that is likable, that's a great salesperson. I mean, let's face it, that's also the danger of buying a car, because you can find people that are likable and polite that you'd really like to deal with, but they will also take advantage of you. So I hear it so often, but he was such a nice young man. Well, that's the reason he's so successful, is able to take advantage of people that way. So you can't just use niceness as a judge. And sometimes the people with a kind of a poor personality can be giving you a straight deal. So you really have to know your facts and get your competitive pricing no matter where you buy. That's the shopping report for Jim Shorkey Kia of Irwin, Pennsylvania. We'd love to hear your votes.
And I'm giving them an A.
Serious?
For me,
Yeah.
A.
Nancy, what are you going to give them?
For Jim Shorkey, I have to give you an A.
You know, I'm going to give him an A. If I were going to buy a Kia, I would call Jim Shorkey,
Yeah.
Shorkey, Jim Shorkey Kia
Irwin,
in Irwin.
Pennsylvania.
I would get a price on the phone, and depending on how far I was, I'd consider transporting the car based on my experience with the local Kia dealers that I had to deal with. And if I didn't want to transport the car, I would take that price from Irwin, Pennsylvania, Jim Shorkey, and I'd go to the Kia dealer and say, look, this is my out-the-door price. And I'll be going up there on vacation in 30 days, and I'm going to buy from Jim Shorkey. Do you want the deal? And if you give me the out-the-door price that I got from Jim Shorkey on the Kia, I'll buy it from you. Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.